was working as a PA in a film company and working in the mailroom and driving. And the head of the mailroom was casting for one of those Japanimation projects that I had never really paid attention to before until then. And they needed a creature. They needed a guy with a low voice. And so he brought me into the studio one day and auditioned me. And basically I looked at the creature on film, and he said, all right, do that. He's going to rip the arm off another creature and beat him with it or something. And so I just looked at the picture and I went, and he goes, okay, you're hired. I ended up recording 26 episodes of that show, and eventually they gave me the role of the main bad guy in the show. It's called The Guyver. Well, I've been doing voices since I was a little kid, and the creature thing was something I would mess around with in the mailroom. Because everybody else in the building was an actor in the mailroom, I just kind of went along with what they were doing, and we'd see each other and we'd grunt at each other or have stupid dialogue back and forth, and some of them were stand-up comics. So we just played. It was really just playtime for me, and I never thought I could make a living doing it. It was just for fun. Wolverine is Wolverine, basically. It's basically that voice. The only times that really changes is if they let me go a little bit more feral. Say in Hulk versus, we did this movie called Hulk versus Wolverine, and Wolverine actually drew blood in that one. So instead of going blah, he actually went and really tore into the Hulk, and so we brought him to another level of ferocity. I did one incarnation of him called the Superhero Squad, where it was almost a chibi version of Wolverine. And they pitched him up here, but he still had that snarky, nasty attitude. The big difference was that he actually got to say the onomatopoetic, if that's a word, term for the claws coming out of his wrists that originated in the comic books, which they wrote out as snikt, S-N-I-K-T. And so I actually got to say snikt as they're coming out. It was ridiculous. So much so that I put it on my license plate on my car. A lot of people are wanting to go into voice acting and say, well, I can do 20 voices. And I said, well, that's good. You're probably going to need about 200 more. They don't realize that people are going to throw you curveballs, and it's not the type of thing that you can prepare for like you do for on camera. You can't just read your script the night before and have it nailed and walk in and know that that's what you're going to do. You're going to walk in and they're going to give you 3 other things that you had no idea were coming. And you can either fall apart or you can just kind of go, okay, and dive in head first. He and I would look at each other and go, and it was great. It was just a really natural, silly thing. We're a couple little kids sitting in a sandbox.